birds, roosters, sheep bells, and a single dog barking off in the distance. This is the new soundtrack of my mornings. My coffee never tasted so delicious. And Tesla dog by my side. Life is good. Sometimes life is so gosh darn stressful, and moments like these are bittersweet. I wanted more than anything to raise a boy in the country. Let him get dirty. Let him jump in puddles. It's okay. I didn't expect it to be this bad. Literally, I made him take it all off outside. Tell us what you're eating, Mino.
Eating melagrana, and it's super good.
Melagrana is pomegranate in Italian. And it's Mino's favorite fruit. Isn't it, Bubba? He is so excited I brought one home from the market. He's been asking me for weeks to bring one home, and I finally brought one home, and he is just going to town on it. We need a tree, right, Mino? Do we need a melagrana tree? Yeah?
Yep.
Yep. This dog was born in an abandoned outdoor lot. And she won't go pee her poo without the umbrella when it's raining.
Kind of weather, I thought of you, misty blue. It's hard to know, but no one comes close. An undiscovered landscape filled with hope. You are golden territory, let it show. On the corner of Baker Street, I met you that first time, and I have kept you in my mind since then. Hey, you know it. Oh, nothing compares to us. It's like a constant rush, an undiscovered landscape filled with hope. You are a golden territory, let it show. Now you run beside me, heart wide open, and I can focus on nothing but you. What a feeling.
Was it a bear
It's like we
or was it a
have
child?
arrived.
To be honest, it looks like it's directly out of an M. Night Shyamalan
Nothing
movie.
comes close.
Not funny though. This was just painted. I love you, sweet boy! So I wanted to show you all what I did for an open shelf linen closet that we have up here in the hallway that was driving me crazy because if it's not tidy, it doesn't look wonderful. So it's obvious that they had had a curtain up here on our linen closet before, but I didn't like that they had these little hooky things here. I didn't like the way that they had those there. It just wasn't sturdy enough for me. So I already had a curtain that's always been too long for every window and every doorway and every space I've ever used it before. Let me show you what it looks like. And I want to show you what I did with it. So it covers the space perfectly. It is literally the perfect width. However, I sometimes like cinching it up like this and showing it off a little bit. Like you can see my pretty doily here and some of our towels. It just makes things a little bit easier to access, and as long as it's tidy, it's not an eyesore. So what I did was I trimmed off the bottom part, which as you can see, there was a lot of salvage left over. Okay, I trimmed off the bottom part, measured it, trimmed it, pinned it, and hemmed it. But then what I did was I took one small section of what was left over from the scrap fabric, and I sewed the two sides together, seamed them up inside out, right-sided it out, and created a pretty little bow to cinch that up. And then I repurposed these little hooks that they had on the upper area, and I repurposed them to hold the curtain that way. So we have the choice of whether or not to cinch it up like this, or to open it up and just let it cover the space altogether. So, very proud of myself. That was a really fun thing to do, actually. I really miss sewing. What I might do with this extra fabric is I might sew it into small square doilies for like the mainstay and things like that. And then I like to crochet with really small crochet thread. I actually make a lot of doilies. As you can see, I make a lot of doilies. And I found a way to combine both fiber and like a lacy edge border around fabric doilies and square tablecloths and even tea towels, things like that. It's nothing new. The ladies have been doing that for a very long time here in Italy. They still do. The younger ladies not so much, but grandmas definitely still do some of that until their eyesight fails them. So it's a hobby or a craft that I like to bring back into the home, and that's something I've been working a lot with lately. So I think I might use this extra fabric to do things like that around the house, just for larger tablecloths and maybe table runners, things like that, and then go ahead and crochet some sort of a really frilly, lacy edge. As you can see, I did the same thing with the curtain leading into the laundry area, which, when it's really, really messy, as you can see it's starting to become, we can just go ahead and untie that bow and let it lay flat. Going to the hardware store can sometimes be quite daunting for a woman. However, try going to the hardware store in a foreign country, in a foreign language, with foreign measurements. Why do we Americans always have to do things so much more differently than the rest of the world? We're used to, say, most projects are designed around a typical 2x4, right? Here, there's no such thing. Everything's measured in meters and centimeters. And the wood it doesn't come in 2x4 plane. I'm more of a creative type. I'm more of a arts and languages and music and that kind of stuff. So I think more over here, and math and science has never been my forte. But I want desperately to do some DIY stuff. I want desperately to make my own things. And so I'm really tired of waking up in the morning to the inside of our mud boots getting completely rained into. So I knew that we needed a mud boot drying rack, and there are plenty of tutorials online. Obviously, I'm native English speaker, so I'm going to want to watch English speaking tutorials and videos, most of which are American, but they're using American screws, American 2x4s, things like that. And so now I have to try to do the math, and I have to try to take it down into what I can purchase here based on our standard sizes here. So it was quite difficult to do that when I'm also not fluent in Italian, and thank goodness for my drawing capabilities, because that's probably the only thing that saved me today.
My answer's no.
Oh, hell yeah. No more mud in the house, baby! You got that right. Mino got for his birthday orto in sera, which is a do-it-yourself kind of. We had to construct the whole thing, which was a pain in the butt. But now we're finally getting down to the planting part. And inside this kit, it actually comes with these little concentrated dirt tablets. These little discs that you put inside of a glass with some water, and it begins to expand as it soaks up the water. Here are the instructions. It shows you right here. Right, and then eventually you can plant them into these little compostable pots and put it inside of your little greenhouse. Isn't this so cute? Very exciting stuff. Very exciting. It came with seeds, but we're going to plant some of our own seeds, aren't we, Mino? What are we going to plant, huh?
is called?
Eggplant, lettuce, red bell peppers, green bell peppers, carrots, and cherry peppers. These are called spicy cherry pepperoncino peppers. So because we are in late fall, which is not really the time for planting seeds, but we're hoping that thanks to our little greenhouse and this wonderful patch of sunlight that we get in the mornings, we are really hoping that this is going to sprout some seeds that we can begin to plant into the ground, say around January. These are all, believe it or not, these are, they all pretty much say on it that you can sow your seeds in January. So, well, maybe we won't be able to plant them into the ground until spring. But we can at least begin our seed production indoors with our cute little greenhouse. Yeah. Did you get your hole? Okay, here, put these little seeds inside that hole.
Those are super tiny.
I know they are. That's why we're going to do a couple of them, just in case a couple of them don't sprout. And when they get to be bigger plants, we can replant them into bigger pots if need be. All right, now cover them up. Careful not to disturb the other seeds we just did.
I did.
Okay, bravo. Yay, good job. Okay, let's put them in our greenhouse, shall we? That's one planted. Let's put it in our greenhouse. Do you know how to open? You have to open your door. Open your door. Bravo.
It opens very easy.
Yes, it does. Ooh, we should probably label that with one of these little wooden sticks that Mommy has. We should put carrots on it so we know it's carrots. Okay? Mama will get a pen. Okay. So this dirt is ready to go inside of one of the cups.
This.
Maybe use the fork first because there's still a little bit of that dissolvable paper stuck to it. Yeah, there you go. And just smush that in the bottom. Perfect. We'll put the loose dirt that's not inside the paper on the top. Eventually the paper will dissolve all the way. There you go. Just scoop it out with the fork. You need help?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay.
This spoon is not working.
You got it. There you go.
It is.
There you go. Now the rest you can scoop out with the little shovel, the little spoon thing. This guy. Probably, because I think that's all loose dirt now.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah, see, that's the perfect stuff. That's the stuff the seeds like. And that paper in the bottom might be really good. It kind of might mimic the cotton balls that sometimes you use to sprout seeds because it'll really grab those roots and let them take a firm hold in the bottom of the pot. Bravo, amore. You're doing wonderful. The toy greenhouse is complete. You might be wondering whatever happened to that delicious looking bread that I baked. Yeah. Well, the trash ate it. It wasn't my first time baking bread, but it was in this oven. It's an electric oven. Pooh! And it's very, very strong. Literally, I learned from this bread breaking experience that I need to cut the temperature down in half. Like, I'm not joking. That's how strong it was. That's how powerful this electric oven is. Ooh, I want gas. I miss it.